Well, hello there. 1 week removed from that live show, and I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Let's get this started. Family, friends, and strangers, welcome back to the Whiskey Wasteland for another edition of I Love Whiskey. So, like I said, guys, I appreciate all the feedback, everybody that tuned into that live show. It was great. It wasn't as good as I expected it to be. I was a little off my game, and I apologize, but we're on to the next one. Only up from here, right? So, we have a pretty special bottle. I stayed in line last week, Saturday, for over an hour to pick this beauty up. Now, I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to give you a little backstory on it. So you have to wait. And I have not tried this yet. I am very excited. Anyway, let's get to it. So, I waited an hour and 50 minutes, I believe, for E.H. Taylor. We got the small batch, E.H. Taylor, and I am extremely excited. So, a little bit about E.H. Taylor. It does come out of the Buffalo Trace Distillery, which is in Frankfort, Kentucky, of course. Before I get that, I do have a bottle of Single Barrel. It is empty. This was before I started my reviews. I loved this. If I can get my hands on it, again, I'm going to review it, but I have tried Single Barrel and I loved it. I've not tried Small Batch yet, so that's what we do here on I Love Whiskey. Anyway, E.H. Taylor, or as maybe some of you don't know, Edmund Haynes Taylor purchased the Old Fire Copper Distillery in 1869. It became the first ever climate-controlled distillery. And as some of you all know that may have tuned in to the live review, we gave a little backstory on this as well. He also took part in the Bottled in Bond Act of 1897. And this act required any spirit labeled bottled in bond to be produced in one distillery by one distiller in one distilling season. Now, that's typically a year. Back in those days, it was very, very, very strict. I don't necessarily know how strict because I wasn't born in 1869. I wasn't around in 1869. So I'm assuming it was very strict because this last part was pretty interesting to me. The the act also required any spirits to be aged in a federally bonded warehouse under U.S. government supervision for at least 4 years and bottled at 100 proof. Okay, so enough with the distillery. That's pretty cool stuff, guys. Go check out anything else. Ask me any kind of questions you want after this video, after you watch it. I'd be glad to answer. I got to cut a little short. I'm running a little low on time, but I wanted to get this review out. It's a special one, and I felt kind of just down on my live review. So I wanted to give another review, and I wanted to get, some more whiskey reviewed. That's what we do, right? Whiskey Wasteland. Who would have thought? So, little known fact. Mr. Edmund Haynes Taylor's great uncle was the 12th President of the United States, Zachary Taylor. Pretty cool. And let's see. 2012, the Single Barrel won a gold medal in 2012. It was a Los Angeles. They do a bunch of medal awards and everything in Los Angeles. This one here, the Single Barrel, actually outscored Pappy Van Winkle's 23 with a score of 97. Wow, I would love to try this again. because I do know that I want to get my hands on some Pappy. Not necessarily the 23, I want to get my hands on that 15 year. I have watched quite a few reviews. I feel for my palate that would be very, very good. So, like I said, we're going to try out the small batch today. And we're just going to have some fun with it. So, as you can see, it does come in a really cool little tube. It's a bottle size tube, really cool. The price point on this, I think I paid around $42. I've seen it from $40 to $45 in stores. Now, it is not really readily available. I think it's only released twice a year, if I'm not mistaken. However, I got my hands on it, stayed almost 2 hours in a line. And I hope it's worth it. I've read it is. So, that's the price point. As far as age statement, it's been said to be 7 years old. It has not been confirmed. And the ABV on this is 50%, and it's a 100 proof bottle. So, I believe this is the second strongest whiskey I've tried. The first ever was the Wild Turkey 101 by 1 digit. That was 101 proof. The mash bill is not released, as Buffalo Trace does not release their mash bill from what I have seen. And we are going to get into this now. I'm going to read you a little bit of the bottle. It's an awesome bottle. It looks like an old something. Maybe if anybody's seen the movie with Nicolas Cage in it. What is that movie called? Well, I can't think of it now. I can't think of it. You all know what I'm talking about. Man, my brain. But this is really cool. I'm gonna read you the bottle here. This part here. This says, as founding father of the modern bourbon industry, Colonel Edmund Haynes Taylor Jr. left an wait, what? I think we have an error on this bottle. Okay. I'm gonna skip that. I'm sorry, guys. I can't really read that. His dedication to distilling began at the close of the Civil War when he purchased OFC Distillery. There, he developed innovative techniques that are still in use today. Made by hand and using some of Taylor's original methods, this small batch bourbon whiskey has been aged inside warehouses constructed by him over a century ago. Awesome. Barrels were routinely evaluated to identify those with the richest and most complex flavors. A small batch of these select barrels was then blended together to deliver a distinctive character that is like no other. It is a true sipping bourbon that honors the uncompromising Colonel Edmund Haynes Taylor Jr. All right, and here's his picture in case you wanted to see him. Cool looking guy. Let's pop it open. And we even have, I don't know if you all can see that, it says first and only. All right, I'm so excited for this. In this bottle, man, this is beautiful. All right. I guess I'll show you this too. This is not, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's go on ahead and get into this. So as you know, we crack everything brand new open over here. This has never been open, not one bit. Okay, so it's the same story on the back of the bottle here. I'm not going to read that again. It's 50 ABV, 50% ABV. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. I'm sorry, guys. This camera is not very good. So let's get into this. I'm excited. I'm ready to get this review going. Although it's been going, I'm ready to get into the really important part of this review. So it's got a nice little pull-off kind of wrap-around thing. And then you just pop the plastic off. And I believe you can twist these. Yeah. So you break that paper. Cork. And we're going to pour this, and we're going to look at the color. Not too much, because this is a good one. I'm going to keep this for a little bit. Alright. Let's get looking at the color here. Oh, that is... that's beautiful, beautiful dark amber. There's no other words for it. Beautiful dark amber. See how dark that is? It's barrel char. That's good stuff. So, we'll get into the nose here. I'm getting a lot of oak. Sweet oak, sweet corn. Maybe a little tiny bit of sweet fruit. It's got a little bit of kind of burn on the nose. It's 100 proof, so it's going to be very strong. I think that's about it. That's all I'm getting. Okay, let's get into this one. I'm going to sip my water first to cleanse my palate. Oh, wow. The cling on this glass is crazy. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. All right, you ready? 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 Okay, me too. Cheers. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is incredible. I get sweet, sweet corn, almost like a sweet cherry, sweet fruit. Kind of similar to the Evan Williams 1783 I tried. Not as sweet, but it's got kind of a cherry-esque to it. It's a lot sweeter than I expected. And it hangs out on the palate a lot. There's no burn to this, but maybe 2 out of 10. So a 20% burn, which sounds like a lot. It's not. This is everything that people wait in line for. I'm extremely glad I did. I'm going to give it one more taste to just test out the consistency here. Consistent. Absolutely consistent. I'm going to score this. I've got to get out of here. Wow. So E.H. Taylor Small Batch will be the highest rated bourbon that I've tried on here. I'm going to give this a 96. And I don't know why it's not 100. I don't think I'll ever give anything 100. But a 96 is amazing for a score. If you get a 96, if you're pushing 92 to above, you've got yourself a great product. And this is an outstanding product to me. Any bourbon or whiskey drinker that doesn't like this, you may want to switch to something else, because this is incredible. And I know I haven't been doing this a whole lot, guys, but from what I've had and what I've tried, what I've heard, this is just incredible. This is the best bourbon that I've had, I think, that I can remember ever. So a 96, I'll even push it up to a 97. Why not? 97, I can't say enough about this. If you can find this, go out and get it. I would pay $50 for a bottle. I'd pay $60 for a bottle of this. It's outstanding. The sweetness of this mixed with the little oak that you get. It's just outstanding. There's no other words for it. So I guess some closing announcements. We're done freaking out about the bourbon. This beautiful piece behind me was done by Sydney of Sydney 4 Arts. You can go follow her on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I believe she has Twitter. I'm not sure. I know she has Instagram and I know she has Facebook. It's just Sydney Ford, SYDNEY F Art. Sorry, Sydney. It's SYDNEY, the number 4 Art. I apologize. So it's Sydney 4 Art. Facebook, Instagram, go follow her. She's amazing. This piece right here is flawless. I love it. Another little closing announcement. I've had a couple requests for me to do a lineup of a couple, or 3 or 4 of my top value for the price, bourbons under $20. And I'm going to do that in the near future. However, the next review is going to be a flavored whiskey from a very well-known distiller. It's their newest flavored whiskey, so I'm pretty excited to try it, and I do like the flavor. I'm not too big on the flavored whiskeys, but I love this distiller and brand, so I'm going to try it. And I believe it's going to be the first flavored whiskey that I try, so I'm excited about that too. And if you all have any kind of requests or anything, you know where to find me. Follow me on Instagram, I Love Whiskey Review, with underscores separating everything. I_love_whiskey_review. I have a Facebook account, which is just I Love Whiskey Review. You can also find it at I Love Whiskey 502. I have a Snapchat now. It's I Love Whiskey 502 all together. You can find me, send me requests, anything you'd like. Keep it clean. Don't want any kind of derogatory stuff. That's not what we do here. So, with that being said, I hope you all enjoy this whiskey as much as I do. Go out and get a bottle. Let me know what you think. If you've already tried it, comment below. Let me know what you think. Also, I had a thought. And I am going to save that for another time. I'm sorry. My mistake. So, I just wanted to thank everybody again for tuning into that live review. It wasn't my best work. I'm still growing. It's my, 11th review now, so still pretty young, but I'm getting there. I'm working on my craft every single day. I promise that. And I vow to have every single review better than the next one from here on out. So guys, I hope you all had a great week. It is Saturday. I'm going to enjoy some E.H. Taylor small batch. I hope you all have a great weekend and a great week. And until next time, cheers.